Hello, everyone. This is Grace with Grace on a Journey Channelings. Welcome to the newcomer. And to those of you returning, welcome back. Your presence is valued and appreciated. Today's talk, I feel, will be very encouraging. And I'm being led to share this topic in particular because there's a need for many of you to receive a word of encouragement. So today I will be titling today's talk, God is in control. I want to first begin by telling you when you experience these moments of frustration, not knowing what direction you need to take next, those moments when you're ready to give up, those moments when you feel like you're drowning and you're gasping for air. I'm being led to tell you the only remedy that you need is those 4 words. Just repeat those 4 words until you can put it all into perspective. Every time you repeat those 4 words, you will get closer and closer to the throne. Those moments when you receive a phone call, that phone call that you never wanted to receive, or you go to the doctor and he walks into the room with his head face down. And you don't know how you're going to keep on going. Begin to say those 4 words. God is in control. Those moments when you're in your car and you feel like shouting, because life has become too much. I'm reminding you to say once again, God is in control. Let that vibration and that tone visit every cell in your body. Let that vibration and that tone overpower your mind, your body, and your soul. There are those of you that are going through some type of setback, and you don't understand what's going on. Now, I'm speaking to the ones that belong to God, because I am not here to bring you a message that will bring you farther into confusion. My goal is to share word for word what is being relayed to all of you. That walk in the power of God. Those of you that trust God, that invite God in, not the God that you parade around to say, me too, me too. I believe just like you, not him. We're not referring to him. Let me make that clear. We are not referring to let me be cool too, God. No, we're not referring to that. Okay. We're referring to the God that knew you before you was born. We're referring you to the God that wipes your tears in moments of rejection. We're referring you to the God that knows all sides hidden. The God that knows all your secrets. The God that is willing to pick you up from where you are. The God that finally gives you understanding, vision, and sight. The God that you have a personal relationship with. That knows you better than you know yourself. Now, those of you that are wondering, is that the God I serve? Is that the God I know? Is that the God I want? If this message resonates with you, you can answer your own question. But the God that I'm speaking of is the one that wants me to give you a gentle reminder of things and how they work. I'm going to first begin by repeating today's title. God is in control. Now that gentle reminder is being made to remind you it is time to let God be in control in your life. It is time for you to stop living your life under the guidance of your ego. It is time for you to do what is right because you know it is right. For you not to do what is wrong because you know it is wrong. It is time to live in maturity. It is time to accept life as it is. To understand that your life is meant to be a book for others to see. The presence, the works, and the miracles of God. Those times you ask God, why? You are being reminded your life is to be an open book for others to see. God's signature from beginning to ongoing confirmation. It is through your lives your children will get to know God. It is through your lives your friends, acquaintances, and today we claim to have followers, claim to have followers, claim to have followers. Well, it is your life that will be used in the presence of your circles as they witness the testimonies that come and go, season in, season out, season in, season out. Do they see God? Question. That's a question that you need to ask yourself. Do they see ego? Question. That's a question you need to ask yourself. We are no longer living in the times where we can play and wear a mask and elect ourselves as leaders, role models, teachers. Meanwhile, there was never a God that was in control in your life because God never entered your life. That is the ugly truth many of you are witnessing as those who were playing and acting are being unmasked. The unveiling continues. There is more to see. God is not pleased with the ongoing of persecution of his children that desire nothing more but to be in alignment with what he has called them to do. The task is not easy, but it never was said that it was going to be easy. But as you align yourself to the great, magnificent God, everything else that appears to be noise, interference, attack, challenge, is all insignificant because God is in control. He is in so much control that those of you who have invited him in, he gives you personal word of encouragement. He gives you personal revelation. He answers personal questions. He advises you in your personal disputes. He is a personal God. He is not a God that you need to have a middleman connect you to him. He is approachable by nature. He is inviting those who respect him as king. King of kings. Those that claim that know God and in their closets self-proclaim to be God. Due to their tools that do nothing but increase ego, whether it is your crystal balls, the bones you cast, the cards you read, the wands you wave, the candles you lit, the books with secrets, let me remind you, God is in control. That illusion that develops into God complex will do nothing but take you down. Spiritual gifts, spiritual insight, prophetic word, foresight, all are meant for the betterment of all. Those of you that continue to utilize and invite corruption, low vibrations, recipes of chaos and destruction, lies and gossip, plots and forged signatures. Those of you that call on death, disease, and continue to harm God's people in the illusion that your God complex gives you the authority to overpower God. Let me remind you, God is in control. There are those of you that question my existence. I know this. How is it that after every spell, every cent spent, every priest, every priestess, every witch, every wizard, every nationality, every race, every realm in between realms, she is still alive? After 6 years of persecution, attack, effort, she is still alive. In fact, she's stronger than she ever has been. In fact, I feel I made a mistake. In fact, her life teaches the world. Y'all ready for this? God is in control. Confirmation. Now, if I ever wanted to hear a confirmation, it's right after God is in control. Because of everything that God has done for me. Because of the favor I have over my life. Because God has granted me the privilege of rubbing it in your face. There's nothing you can do. There's nowhere you can go. There's nowhere you can hide. That the fact can differentiate from the fact that God is in control. And those he appoints will lead. I said, for those of you who are still adjusting to releasing the ego and your illusion, what was said, he appoints in leadership who he chooses to appoint. Not whose destiny that you stole. Not due to the lies that you told. Not because you feel that position is your own. Because God is in control. So those of you who are in the spirit of understanding, respecting, and abiding by the chain of command, with God on top, remaining on top, always on top. Be encouraged. Do not allow the illusions to bring you off your track. Do not allow the illusions to have you losing your integrity. Do not allow the illusions to have you connect with alliances that are not of God. Because you must remain on sight. If you are for the light, if you want protection, if you want guidance, if you want communication, if you want healing, if you want prosperity, if you want abundance, if you want a future, the light confirmation remains on sight. Now, those that dwell in the dark, and fulfill their desires, in the shadows, you are left with your free will. You are left to guide yourselves for yourselves. You are left with your appointed leaders, not God appointed, emphasizing, not God appointed, repeated, not God appointed, but the leaders that you appoint. You're left with a downward spiral. One with the illusion of being on top. That's how the spiral begins, on top. That's how the spiral begins. Can you see me in your circles? This is what I've gained. This is what I've purchased. This is what I brag about. Look at the gains. Look at the gains. Look at me. Look at me. Until the spiral begins to go down and down and down. And then you wear your sunglasses. You wear your hats. You only go out at night. In fact, the sun bothers you. Because your decision was never God. It was never God. Let me give you some more clarity. It was never God. Your decision and choice was ego. And your ego is all you're left with. Ego. And this is why when being offered a gift from God, The one who is intelligent would inherit the words of a man that led the way. Out of everything he could have asked God, he asked for wisdom. Is it time for you to ask for wisdom? Is it time for you to live in wisdom? Is it time for you to study wisdom? It's just a question. Is it time for wisdom? I'm going to leave you with a word for the wise. That word may it guide you in all your footsteps. May it bring the energy of raising your vibration. May it empower you in moments of need. And the word I am leaving you with is God is in control. I am who I am in the eyes of God. Nothing more, nothing less. I am who I am in the eyes of God. Nothing more, nothing less. I am who I am in the eyes of God. Nothing more, and certainly nothing less. I leave you with light and the wisdom of God. Peace.